What's up, guys? Brett with Ansel's Adventures here. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a long-time supporter, welcome back. Today, let me show you what we got. We're going to be continuing working on the adventure boat slash duck boat. What we're going to do is continue getting this bottom paint off, get this thing ready to paint. And there's a bad glare. But anyhow, let me show you what we're working with here. This is Dominator. Now, what this is a two-part bedliner spray. Never used it before, and I'm not sponsored by it, although I wouldn't mind. So what you can do with this, they make two versions. One is black and one is tintable. We have tintable. So what we're going to do is actually mix in some urethane paint with some light brown, and it's going to tint the color of the bedliner, which is what we're going to use on the boat. Never done this before. We actually spoke to somebody about fixing this boat because the gel coat is so destroyed. And I'm hoping, if I don't blind you, let's see if I can get a better angle on it. Alright, so here's what the gel coat actually looks like over the entire boat. It is just cracked all to pieces. Yeah, you can see that pretty good. Just to give you a size for how bad the cracks are. So, we've got to get that taken care of. So what we did, we're talking to some people about possibly spraying the boat with gel coat and, you know, repairing it that way. But that was going to be pretty costly and massively, you know, inefficient for time. You would have to take the gel coat all the way down to the glass to get the cracks out of it where you wouldn't see it through paint. Possibly gel coat, I'm not sure. I have never, you know, messed with gel coat too much in a boat like this. So what they advised us to do, a friend of ours said, why don't you spray it with bedliner? And they actually had a boat just like this that they had done, and it looked amazing. So yeah, you can buy this stuff online through Amazon, and it's not too bad expensive, relatively. It's cheaper than paint, especially, you know, high grade paint. So you can buy this. If you have a good, you know, good size air compressor, it's going to take some air to push this, and you can fix your own gel coat, or your boat, or your truck bed, or whatever. So that's our plan. I'm going to get the rest of this gel coat, this bottom paint off the boat, and get it prepped. I've got some fiberglass repairs to make, and then yeah, we're going to spray this thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spray the bottom, let it cure for a couple of days, make sure it's good and hard, roll the boat back over, get it on the trailer, and then begin the work on the inside. I've got to mount seat pedestals and take care of some fiberglass work in there, and then do some prep work for the bedliner, and we're going to spray this thing. And the guy we actually spoke to said that they sprayed a boat and it lasted no problem. It remains flexible and it will not crack again, and it'll seal all these cracks in this gel coat, and we should never have to worry about it ever again. So for 250 bucks, give or take, we're gonna spray the whole boat. So stay tuned, we'll get started. So we got the bottom paint off, and it was terrible. Layer after layer after layer of bottom paint was on this boat. It's never been taken off, and it was about, I don't know, 1/8 inch thick in some places, and it was just peeling off. Awful stuff. So if you're ever going to mess with bottom paint, make sure you're wearing a respirator. It actually has copper in it to prevent algae buildup and stuff like that from building up on the bottom of the boat. Awful stuff. You do not want to breathe this stuff, especially in a dust form. So let me show you where we're at. So what I've done, got all the bottom paint off, got everything smoothed out, and I actually glassed over some places where there were repairs done in the past, and I didn't like how they were done. There were rough edges and it was peeling up and separating a little bit, so I glassed over those, and any little problem areas that I saw along the way that were worse than just normal gel coat cracking. This was pits and stuff like that. Hopefully you can see this. this was a line of holes right here, and I don't think it was a problem structurally, but I wasn't going to take any chances, so I just, you know, skimmed them over with some glass and filled them all in, and yeah, we're getting close. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to let this glass set up. I'm going to smooth it out a little bit, rough it up just so I know that the bed liner will stick to it. Then we're going to wipe down the entire boat with acetone, get any kind of dust off. I've already blown it off with the air compressor, but we're going to wipe it down, make sure it's good and clean. Then we're going to start mixing some paint, some bed liner up, and we're going to shoot this thing, see how it turns out. All right, let me show you how we're going to mix this stuff up, and we're going to get ready to paint. All right, so what we've got here is our base color. Gotta add 75 milliliters, and this stuff is thin too, of paint into our bed liner. And it has to be urethane without metal flake, which for this, you don't want metal flake anyway, it's going to be a duck boat. And then 1 full can of the activator, and it will all fit into the container. Put the top back on and shake for 2 minutes, and then you are ready to spray. The air compressor is already set up. Let me show you what that is going on. So what I've got is a water separator with a pressure regulator built in on the gun that comes with the kit. And this just goes on here, and you're ready to spray. And having never done this before, we're going to see how this goes. Alright, so we got the bottom done. Let me show you what we got going on. Alright, so here's the final product of the bottom. Completely coated in bed liner. And it came out really well. There's a couple little places that's got a little bit thick, but it isn't bad at all. And like I say, it's on the bottom, so this is a good place to learn with it. I'm pretty tickled with it. It's a little bit hard to use the spray gun first going off and trying to get the pattern, the air pressure correct to make this spray evenly. Okay, so final thoughts of the Dominator bed liner kit. I like how everything comes together in the kit. It's easy to put together. The instructions are fairly good as far as explaining what you need to do. As far as prep and stuff like that on a truck. Don't know about fiberglass applications, but I've been told this works. So we're going to see how it works out and how well it holds up. But just doing this for the first time, never having any experience with spraying bed liner, it's a little bit tricky trying to get a good pattern down with the air pressure. That's what controls your spray. It says 50 to 70. I started out at 60, bumped it up to 70, and it's kind of more along the lines of small light coats, probably 30 minutes in between coats to let it get good and tacky before you try to go over it again to prevent runs. Vertical surfaces are going to be the worst, and this box right here, which is basically it's a 4-shot box, is supposed to do a 6-foot bed. And I could definitely see that working because I did, you know, a 13-foot boat that's, I don't know, probably 5 feet wide with one box. So I could see that happening. The thing is, trying to do multiple coats in a bed of a truck would be tough, because once you spray it, you can't walk back over it to get inside to spray again. So that I could see being a little bit difficult. Fortunately for me with the boat, I can spray most of it. Once I get it this dried, you gotta let it cure for 72 hours before you put it back to full use, it says. But I'm gonna let it sit for 3 or 4 days, let it get cured, put it back on the trailer, and then I'm gonna start work on the inside of the boat. I can reach all of the inside of the boat to spray it from the outside. So I'm pretty fortunate with that. Now in a truck bed, it may be a little bit more difficult to reach everything to apply multiple coats. But you're gonna have to do it in multiple coats. If not, it's gonna run, especially on vertical surfaces. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. I did see where there were some places that it would have little pop holes in it, like air holes, and those were tough to get filled without causing runs. Bottom of the boat was a good place to learn because I'm not really concerned about, you know, runs or anything like that, and it gave me a good feel for how it's going to spray on the deck of the boat and on the sides of the boat. That's kind of what I was after and why I started there first. So overall, I'm pretty impressed, and I think it's going to hold up really, really well. This stuff gets hard as nails. I mean, it is hard when it gets cured. So it should last a long time, which is what we're after. So, having said that, hope you liked the video. If you like the video, chances are you're going to like what I posted in the past and what's coming up in the future. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. And you're definitely going to see some more videos of this boat being finished and the progress along the way. So stay tuned for that. Alright guys, thanks for coming along.